This video recording is going to be about the big 5 dimensions of personality traits. You can see the 5 are listed out here, and we're once again going to use office pictures from the TV show The Office in order to help kind of link you guys with all of these terms. So the first one we'll talk about is conscientiousness. Conscientiousness, these are some of the the typical vocab that you might see for something like that, but essentially what it is it's looking at your competence, your self-discipline, your thoughtfulness, and essentially, are you goal driven, things like that. If you have a lower score, you'll see people who have traits that are more impulsive, maybe more careless and disorganized, as opposed to the higher scores who will often be hardworking, dependable, and organized. So for this one, we have the picture of Michael Scott because we figured, as far as his ratings go, you could definitely argue one or the other, but his conscientiousness, we think, would be a pretty well represented trait of his. The next we'll talk about is agreeableness. Agreeableness, again, these are some of the vocab that you might see associated with it, but agreeableness measures whether or not you're cooperative, are you trustworthy, are you good-natured? So typically people who have lower scores, you'll see they'll be more critical of others, maybe judgmental. They won't be the most cooperative in a team setting, so they won't be the best team players. And they might be more suspicious instead of trusting. Now, those who are going to score higher, you'll see they might be the people who are more helpful, more trusting, more empathetic. In other words, they're going to be more willing to, feel what you're feeling and try and help you out with that. And for this picture, once again, we have Michael Scott. And in this one, we chose this picture because it's Michael Scott while he's talking with Toby, and Toby's trying to help him, trying to break down some of his walls and get at his heart. And he's just trying to get to know him a little more.
The third dimension we can analyze in the big 5 higher order personality traits in psychology is neuroticism. Neuroticism is characterized by a person who is more likely to be moody and to experience feelings like anxiety, worry, fear, anger, frustration, envy, jealousy, guilt, depressed moods, and loneliness. People who score higher in this dimension generally have a bad reputation in the workplace. They also tend to have lower performance as they are very sensitive to environmental stimuli. Everyone worries about work, but a neurotic will invest a lot of energy replaying conversations and sweating over an email they sent as an example. External locus control is also something neurotics commonly display in their personality. They believe that their behavior will not lead to valued reinforcement that is available in their workplace, and therefore they believe it's not under their control. They attribute their success to luck or fate and are less likely to make the effort needed to learn or have a high level of productivity. In the office, for example, Michael displays neuroticism by worrying about many things, and he oftentimes is not as productive as he needs to be in the workplace.
The next dimension of the big 5 we look at is openness. Open people are curious, imaginative, creative, complex, refined, and sophisticated. They're usually good with fluid and dynamic jobs. Research shows that open employees excel in learning and training environments because their curiosity gives them a built-in desire to learn new things. They also tend to be more adaptable and quick to identify when the old ways of doing things is no longer effective, excelling at the search for a new and better approach. In the picture here, Michael says that after 3 years of writing, 1 year of shooting, 4 years of reshooting, and 2 years of editing, he has finally completed his movie, Threat Level Midnight. This just shows that he is an open person because he is curious, imaginative, and creative in making this new video or movie. The last dimension of the big 5 we'll look at is extroversion. Extroverted people tend to be talkative, sociable, passionate, assertive, bold, and dominant. Higher extroversion tends to lead to higher job satisfaction. Extroverted people are status-driving people. They prioritize status driving, which reflects a strong desire to obtain power and influence within a social structure as a means of expressing personality. Extroverts care a lot about being successful and influential and direct their work efforts towards moving up and developing a strong reputation. Research suggests that extroverts are more likely to emerge as leaders in social and task-related groups. They also tend to be rated as more effective in a leadership role by the people who are following them. One potential reason for these findings is that people tend to view extroverts who are more energetic and outgoing as more leader-like than introverts. Research also suggests that extroverts tend to be happier with their jobs. Extroversion is the easiest dimension to judge under zero acquaintance situations. So in the picture here, this shows that Michael and Holly are extroverted people because they're just being very talkative and sociable in the picture here.